Welcome, everyone. Good afternoon. It is very good to be here with you all. You are in the right place. This is the Seal of Biliteracy ceremony for the Portland Public Schools. And we would like to welcome you. This is our fourth annual Seal of Biliteracy and our second ceremony via Zoom. Hopefully, we'll be back in person next spring. But we are happily gathered here today to celebrate some amazing students who have achieved the Seal of Biliteracy. My name is Carlos Gomez. I am the Director of Language Development for the Portland Public Schools. And we are recording today's events. We will have the recording available, and we will have translations of the recording today for all to see and to share with folks who can't join us today. We're here to recognize and celebrate the commitment of the multilingualism of our students, of this support that they've received from their language teachers, from their classroom teachers, from their families, and in general from the Portland community. And it is there, as you all know, there are many pathways to biliteracy, and there are sometimes, some folks start at a young age, others begin their language learning later in life. The journey's often filled with hardships and misunderstandings along the way, but ultimately the pathways lead to a richer life, deeper connection to different peoples and cultures. And multilingualism allows us to more fully experience the human condition. So given the difficult moments in the world today, hearing from our multilingual leaders of tomorrow will provide us with that ray of sunshine and hope that we're all looking for. So super excited to be here. We have an amazing panel of students, school district leaders, school leaders, and school board member, and we'll introduce them along the way. But today you'll mostly hear from our students. We'll hope to share a little bit about what the Seal of Biliteracy is. We will announce who our 2021 Seal of Biliteracy recipients are. And at the end, we will have an opportunity to hear from our students directly about what this journey has been like for them and why this is so important for them. So we'll finish up with an opportunity for everyone to share in celebration in the chat room. And this is, on a beautiful sunny day, this is sort of a harbinger of what's to come as we celebrate graduations and all the éxitos, all the I forget how you say éxitos now in English. All the
successes.
Thank you, Señorita. So we're going to start, and we're going to kick it off and hand it off to Portland High School senior Abdallah ElBatanoni, who's going to tell us a little bit in his words what this journey has been like. So take it away.
Thank you, Mr. Gomez. I wrote a little essay, but it was a little too long, so I'm going to shorten it as much as possible. Here it goes. Language is the reason why humans are the apex predators of Earth and why we dominate it. Since the beginning of time, our abilities to communicate as humans have been extraordinary. Our abilities to communicate things and build on them and keep building, it's just amazing. It's like a snowball. Somebody throws an idea and it keeps growing and keeps getting added onto. And that snowball never stops growing, because there'll always be somebody who will add more to it. But in this little essay I wrote, I'm not going to be talking about language in general, but I'll be talking about how learning to speak two different completely languages helped shape me and how I look at the world. I was born and raised in Cairo, Egypt. From the very beginning, I always learned how to speak more than one language. At school, when I learned how to say, read, or write the number one in Arabic, I also learned how to say it and do it in English. I also learned how to do it in French, but I never really used French, so I lost it. And then, as the saying goes, if you don't use it, you lose it. I moved to the US in November of 2017. I didn't have any cultural background. All I knew is some English that helped me navigate through. The past 3 years, 3.5 years, were a gigantic learning curve, and it had a huge impact of learning on my life and shaped my entire personality. I also started to get not an understanding of language, but a feeling. An old wise man once said to me, "You only truly know the language once you start feeling it, not understanding it." Unquote. Experiencing the vast differences in the cultures and languages gave me many scopes to look through at the world. I was lucky enough to have more aerial and grounded, far and closed-up views of the world, and matured me a lot and gave me many mental years ahead of my age. Communicating with people who speak both languages, Arabic and English, or any other two languages in that matter, is just amazing. Being able to communicate with somebody who speaks more than one language is a whole different conversation, and is just wonderful. Being a multicultural and bilingual person has a huge impact on who I am today. I see things differently, and I am able to translate things differently. I can understand people who are coming from different parts of the world better. I'm very thankful for the difficulties that I had to go through in order to learn all that I know today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Abdallah. Abdallah, thank you so much for sharing your perspective and a ray of hope and sunshine in the words that you're saying, and I think you'll be those wise words in the future for the next generation to come. So thank you for sharing that with us. We're going to talk a little bit about what the Seal of Biliteracy is for those of you that are new to the concept. It's only been a few years that we've had this in Portland Public Schools and in the state of Maine. Portland was one of the first places in the state of Maine that supported this recognition, and afterwards the state of Maine adopted some of this work, and now it's offered all throughout the state. Anne-Marie, if I could just interrupt for a moment, are we? Can we share the second slide?
Yep. Do you see it?
I'm not seeing it.
Okay. All right, here we go.
But if others are seeing it.
There it is.
Okay.
I just have to do some back and forth.
Okay, no problem. So on the second slide, the Seal of Biliteracy is a formal recognition. There you go. A formal recognition and award by the Portland schools and the state of Maine. It's given to high school students who have attained proficiency in English literacy and similar skills in one or more other world languages by the time that they graduate. So this is an award for seniors who have demonstrated this. Today, we are celebrating the seniors who have received this high benchmark at each of our high schools. The recognition of attaining biliteracy becomes part of the permanent high school transcript and is awarded as part of the diploma. The beauty of this recognition is that employers and universities see it as a measure of English and other language proficiencies. Students who decide to go to the University of Maine or one of its campuses will receive college credit, the equivalent of up to 8 college credits if they receive this recognition. As you see the medal in the slideshow here, and you will see our students today, the student speakers and the students who are watching from home are wearing their medals proudly, and we are proud of them for this achievement. As we mentioned, how do students get to this point? There are several pathways. Some students are heritage speakers. Their families, they maybe have acquired these languages in their youth as they lived and studied in other countries. And they've acquired English as students here with us in Portland. Other students are English speakers who have been studying world language for several years. Perhaps with Portland Public Schools or perhaps earlier. And students really who have maintained their home language and culture or have embraced other cultures and as languages of their own is really a hallmark of this recognition. And I love what Abdallah said about really feeling it. And I think you'll see in a moment how much the students feel this, and we who support you in your language journey feel it for you and with you. A word of advice: maintain your language. It is something that is deeply part of you. And will be a part of you forever and build so many connections. And as you all learn more and newer languages, it is a lifelong journey. So this is just the beginning, hopefully, for many of you. So we will turn this over to hear more from a student's perspective. And I'd like to introduce to you Maya Denkmeyer, a student at Casco Bay High School who is receiving the Seal of Biliteracy in Spanish. And there's Maya. So Maya, take it away. Thank you.
Thank you. For most of my life, I didn't understand the benefits of being bilingual. Growing up, I was taught and spoke English with my family and at school. I was fairly sheltered, and I didn't find myself interacting with people who couldn't speak the same language as me for most of my childhood. I recognize now the privilege that was to not have to think about language and whether, if I went into public, I could communicate well enough to be understood. I began to study Spanish in school in 4th grade and continued this until my junior year of high school. My skill at speaking the language grew, but still I did not see it as something I could use very often outside of the worksheets I was given in class. Then, one night in my junior year of high school, my mom took me and my sister to have dinner with her friend who was from Peru. My mom knew that I wanted to practice my Spanish, and we both agreed that speaking with a native speaker was an excellent way to do this. But when I began to speak to my mom's friend, I found that it was embarrassing to speak to her in my broken Spanish when the same words so easily flowed off her own tongue. She took me to a restaurant and we ordered in Spanish, and I remember feeling cold settle in my stomach as the server approached our table, terrified that he would judge my speaking. After that visit, I told my mom I wasn't interested in practicing with her friend anymore. I would continue to practice Spanish with my classmates, where I knew we were all working together at the same level, and I wouldn't have to worry about making mistakes. But the more I look back on this experience, the more I realize how selfish I was being. My mom's friend has had to speak to nearly everyone in this country in a language that is difficult for her, and risk feeling the same humiliation that I felt. But she could not simply opt out of this experience like I could. I realized that in a country that is as diverse as ours, yet where most people are multilingual, language can be a serious barrier. It was my duty, I now understood, to take the step out of my comfort zone to speak a new language and allow others to be comfortable speaking the way they preferred to. I continued to practice Spanish and found myself using it in my day-to-day life more than I had imagined I ever would. Once, working on an ice cream truck in the summer, I was called to help a man order ice cream for his daughter after my coworker couldn't get him to speak anything but Spanish to her. It is experiences like this that have cemented my gratitude that I was taught Spanish in school and have continued to pursue being biliterate.
Thank you, Maya. Thank you very much. I'd like to take a moment now to introduce Superintendent Botana, who will share his address to our Seal of Biliteracy recipients from our high schools here in Portland. So, Superintendent Botana, you have to follow up Maya and Abdallah, and we'll see how this goes. So, thank you for being here and for sharing your thoughts with our students. You're muted, Javier.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Great. So Carlos, thank you for the introduction, and you know my speaking well. So you know very much that I am not going to measure up to our students speaking, but I'm going to give it the old try. So I'll start by saying buenas tardes en mi idioma natal, que es el español. So good afternoon in my native language, which is Spanish. I'm very pleased to be here today to honor these remarkable young minds as they receive their seals of biliteracy. You've heard a little bit today about the meaning and the origins of the seal, and you also heard that Portland led the state of Maine in adopting this honor as a way to recognize the linguistic accomplishments of our students, some of whom you've heard from already today. And it is quite an accomplishment. Portland is unique in the state in that we have a large population of students whose first language is not English, and we have outstanding world language programs that provide opportunities for our native English speakers to develop the competency necessary to earn this honor. In fact, this year's awardees are almost evenly split between students for whom the language that they're being recognized for is a heritage language and those for whom it is a world language that they acquired in school. Both of those are a tribute to our talented and dedicated world language teachers and to the teachers who work with students whose first language is not English. Because for those students who are being recognized for their heritage language proficiency, they have also proven their proficiency in English through their coursework and their grades here in the Portland Public Schools. So I would like to pause and have us recognize the amazing Portland Public Schools people who have helped these students to get to the stage today, all of our world language and teachers of students who are English language learners. But above all, I would like to congratulate our awardees. In this, the hardest of all years, it says so much about them that they took the proactive steps and the risks to sit for the exams. I commend you for your academic focus and your recognition that your proficiency in multiple languages is one proof that you are prepared and empowered, which is what Portland Public Schools is all about, for whatever it is that you choose to do next. I want to acknowledge also your support systems, some of whom are in the audience with you today, your parents, parent figures, friends, and others who have cheered you on and challenged you to show your talents. And finally, I would like to thank Carlos Gomez, our Director of English Language Learner Programs and World Languages, and Anne-Marie Orth for their leadership, their diligence and passion in leading the Seal of Biliteracy work here in the Portland Public Schools. A great deal of behind-the-scenes organizing goes along with the leadership to elevate the importance of this work. So thank you to Carlos and Anne-Marie. And once again, Congratulations to all of our SEAL recipients. I know that you're on your way to doing great things, and this is just one indication of it. Congratulations.
Muchas gracias, Superintendente Botana. Muchas gracias. Thank you for your kind words and for recognizing the hard work of so many people. It is an honor to work with our students and our teachers towards this goal. So we are going to now invite our principals to share with us the names of the students from their respective schools that are being honored today with the Seal of Biliteracy. And we will start, and we'll go in alphabetical order. So we'll start with Casco Bay High School and Principal Derek Pierce. And I think, Anne-Marie,
Thank you, Carlos.
There you go. Great.
Thanks. It's a great pleasure to be here, and congratulations to all of the SEAL recipients from all the high schools, and congratulations again to our world language faculty, best in the state. I'm so proud to be in a district that so values world languages and has led the way in recognizing our biliterate and multiliterate students. So it's my pleasure today to recognize the Casco Bay students who have earned this tremendous honor. And I will read to you their names and the language in which they have received the seal. First, Oscar McNally, Spanish. Yusur Jassim, Turkish and Arabic. Tasha Hippel, Spanish. Eleanor Johnson, French. Charlotte Bowder, Spanish. Antonio Tela, French. Joseph Inabanza, Spanish. Ren Aldbrokish, Spanish. Sidonia Summers, Spanish. Gridley Abercrombie, Spanish. Naomi Zarin, Spanish. Maya Denkmeyer, Spanish. Liliana France, Spanish. Francisco Andre, Afrikaans. Basma Zabin, Arabic. Dan Ninziza, French. Margarita Celestino, Portuguese and Spanish. And Logan Andrick, French. Congrats to all of the Casco Bay recipients of
Thank you very much, Mr. Pierce. Thank you very much, the students at Casco. Congratulations. We will ask now that Deering High School's co-principal, Dr. Abdallah Ahmed, if you could please share with us the recipients from Deering High School, and we'll make sure that we can see you. We have...
Thanks. Good evening. Thank you, Mr. Gomez. Masa al-Khair, Galabuan accent. It gives me a great joy to be part of this group recognizing the achievement of our students who have earned the Seal of Biliteracy. You have each arrived here today by different pathways. And today we are recognizing and celebrating your multiple pathways to proficiency. May your language journey continue into the future. Congratulations. Now I will read the list of Deering High School students who earned Seal of Biliteracy this year. Jonah Rosenthal, Spanish. Asria Alakash, Arabic. Brian Eshima, French. Diora Degano, French. Hanan Omar, French. Iruneo Paula, Portuguese. Somo Paula, Portuguese. Andrea Garcia, Spanish. Vanessa Seneguaray, Spanish. Jacqueline Leonardo, Portuguese. Liayare Kosongo, French. Congratulations and thank you.
Thank you very much, Deering High School and Dr. Ahmed. Congratulations. And we will now hand it over to Principal Sheila Jepson from Portland High School. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Gomez. And congratulations to all the students who are here this evening and to all of those staff members who have helped students get to this point. The students from Portland High School who have received a Seal of Biliteracy: Tegan Moon, Spanish; Anya Bauer, German; Lucy Howe, Spanish; Cinderella ElBatanoni, Arabic; Abdallah ElBatanoni, Arabic; Madison Hurley, Spanish; Rusarine Dinana, Portuguese; Eliane Correa, Portuguese; Ella Anderson, Spanish; Luana Arteaga, Portuguese; Veronica Lumani, French and Portuguese; Iris Diaz, Spanish; Lydia Stein, Spanish; Sadia Adan, Somali; Yumna Mohammed, Arabic; Kathleen Spear, French; Onyx Amello, French; Fiona Larson, French. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Portland High School. Thank you, Ms. Jepson, for sharing your recipients this year. Thank you to all three high schools for the work to support our students. And it's so great to see the variety of languages and the number of students. So thank you. So we are, I'd like to invite one of our school board members, Ms. Mickey Bondo, who is going to share some congratulatory remarks for our students. And thank you, Ms. Bondo, for being here with us today and for sharing your thoughts. So.
Thank you so much, Gomez. Merci beaucoup, and bon après-midi, good afternoon to all of you. On behalf of the board, I would like to congratulate our amazing students who are honored today with the Seal of Biliteracy. So I just want to share a little bit my view of to be a multilingual person, and our amazing journey is about the way the first student just mentioned about the feeling of a language when you're speaking it. So my name is Mickey Bondo, and I am one of the school board members. I am originally from the Democratic Republic of Congo. And most of my schooling was between two cultures. It was between African and European. I was raised by my dad, and my dad is a retired editor and newspaper writer. So he went to school in Germany. So my dad speaks 5 languages. So I used to call him my polyglot dad. And he just was laughing because he's the one really pushed me to love the world languages, because he has that value of education. So I do speak 4 languages myself. I speak French, Lingala, and English, and one Congolese dialect, Kikongo. I start learning English from my high school level, and that basic English from my high school helped me to move most of my achievement on master's degree in biochemistry, because my university was on the mix of languages. So that basic English that I have learned from high school really helped me to move to my achievement. So I have also 5 children, and I have created a space for my children to be able to practice those 3 specific languages. I mean, French, Lingala, because they know they are here, they will speak English regardless. So it was really important because I knew the value of more than one language, because it helped me with my academic achievement, problem solving in different languages, my communication skills with different culture, and challenging my brain with more critical thinking. It was what I was mastering the most. And because I knew that in the global stage, it is a competition platform, And more than one language will open more opportunities to participate in the global communities in different ways and learn about other cultures. But most of all, bilingual students who use their native language at home while growing up in different countries develop more memory capacities. And when my kids were little, I have created different platforms for them to use those languages. I was just clear. You speak English at school, but when you open the door at home, it's Lingala and French. They were able to adjust right away with family members. And when we were outside of the house or in the store, they knew that when mommy speak French or Lingala, it was a message just for them. And they have to respond in the same language. Now grown up, they have used those abilities and skills to be successful academically and fortunate to travel around the world. They have more value and respect for other culture, and they are able to communicate their need easily in French when we are in Europe. As a board member and multilingual person, I want to see and advocate for more opportunities for students to access to world language or other dual language programs like the language heritage for our mainstream students and English language learners. Because studies have shown that bilingual students have a stronger brains, problem-solving ability, and self-control skills, which are a key indicator of school success. Bilingual skills provide students with the 21st century skills because the world is not anymore isolated with one language only, but embracing diversity of language as part of a new movement. Strengthen the relationship among groups and affirm the value of diversity. I have seen that with my son, Gabriel, who graduated from during high school last year, speaks Spanish, and I can see how he has built a strong relationship with his Spanish French speakers, and also honor the multiple culture and language of a community. Portland Public School is diverse. With more than 60 languages spoken, I think the Seal of Biliteracy increases the value of minority languages and reduces barriers among diverse students. I am so proud of our Portland Public School team and the world language about his accomplishment, and also Maine to be among the 42 states to offer the Seal of Biliteracy because it is an asset for our future. And I'm wishing you all the best for your journey. Congratulations, félicitations. Thank you, merci beaucoup. Thank you, Doctor. Thank you.
We are humbled, Ms. Bondo. Thank you so much for sharing your words and for being such an advocate for multilingualism and for world language instruction in our schools. Proud to be in a community and to be part of a school district that that has that value front and center. And so we're close to the end here, but we need to hear more student voices. So we have Ruserene Dinana from Portland High School, who will share her thoughts on multilingualism and world language. And Ruserene, there you are. Love the medal. Looks great on you.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. My language journey begins with Portuguese, which is my primary language. I've been speaking, reading, and doing everything else in Portuguese as far as I knew myself as an individual. And then me and my sisters received the news we would be coming to the United States. So we had to make a certain effort to at least learn the basics due to the fact that we wouldn't be coming with an elder person. So we attend basic English classes in my country, which honestly we paid more amount to be going into the classroom and sing I Love Me by John Legend most of the days. So as I saw we weren't doing nothing but singing, we quit and continued doing some research at home. When the time arrived, I knew how to say basic words and asked for directions, which was all I needed to orientate ourselves in Nairobi, where we stopped to change plans. When we arrived here, we went to the family shelter, and I didn't have much English, but I could establish a really basic conversation. People being used to immigrants important help a lot. Then my test day at school to determine which English level I would attend arrived, and surprisingly, I went to English too. I wasn't expecting at all. I've attended all of the English classes for the remaining 4 months, and I had till the end of the school year. I've started school after Christmas break. All of my teachers did an amazing job helping me build the steps I needed to reach the point where I am now. They symbolize in my life the first steps I made from a baby that was just crawling in English to a girl that already started walking and could even write a book. I also acknowledge that learning English was an open door in my life for new experiences and perspectives. I remember that when I came here, I was deprived inside of a box all of my life. I sought to fear political opinion and that I should have limits in things the things I should think or say. But here in US, I learned that I have to listen to my inner voice and to make it shine, just like the roar of a lioness. I learned the importance of freedom of speech. I saw myself breaking the chains of ignorance I've been living with and flourishing every day to new possibilities and a whole new world. But that doesn't mean I am leaving my Portuguese behind, or I am not thankful for it, because my origins come from that part of me, and the spots that are empty with the absence of the things I miss from my homeland will always be part of me. At the end, Portuguese and English have been working together to build the biggest and greatest part of myself. I've been able to accomplish greatness with both of them, and even help others and make friends with both. I still have a long journey ahead, but I am already thankful for every accomplishment I have and I will make. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Muchas gracias. Merci, Lucelene. Before we conclude the program today, I do want to take a moment to introduce Anne-Marie Orth, our district language specialist and Casco Bay Spanish teacher, who'd like to say some parting words and thank yous on our behalf. But I just want to give a big shout out and a big thank you to Ms. Orth for all the hard work to support our students in reaching the Seal of Biliteracy. So thank you. Gracias, Anne-Marie. So you want to take it away there? There you go.
Hi, everyone. That was amazing. Oh my gosh, the roar of a lioness. Did you all hear that? So it is great to be back here to celebrate these students. I'm just so humbled. It is really an incredible achievement to earn the Seal of Biliteracy, to acquire and learn another language in addition to one's first language, and then to show evidence of that learning. It involves a lot more than just memorizing words and grammar rules, as the students can attest that are listening, taking risks, making mistakes, taking opportunities to practice, asking questions, listening, and never giving up. These are characteristics of a language learner, and these recipients before you today have shown evidence of these characteristics through their achievement. So if you've never learned another language, it's not too late, no matter how old you are. It's not too late. And I encourage you to go out there and learn a greeting in a language earned by the recipients today. These are our students, our teachers. This is our city. So now is the time to celebrate and elevate multilingualism. Thank you so, so much to all the world language teachers, ELL teachers, English teachers out there, and administrators who elevate this multilingualism, to the parents and the grandparents who keep speaking to their children in their first languages, to our guest speakers, Mickey Bondo, Javier, Botana, Carlos Gomez, and finally to the students. I am so proud of you all. Estoy muy orgullosa de ustedes. So we'd like to end. One of the silver linings of this pandemic is that we have made these videos. So this is our second year making a montage of students, our Seal recipients who are reflecting about their language learning. So it's about 6.5 minutes long, and I'm going to share my screen and play it. And afterwards, we'll open the chat for the attendees, and the attendees can give a chance to write something in the chat. Congratulatory remarks, lo que sea. All right, so let me find this. And hopefully my computer plays this video. There we go. And if it doesn't, Carlos, you'll play yours. All right. See. Oh, you know what? I have to share sound. That's one thing I did learn in the last year, is that when I share, I have to share my sound. Oh, I did. All right. It should be working. Here we go.
Bonjour. Hello. My name is Leah Yore Kasongo. I am from Ivory Coast, and my first language is French. I came here when I was a freshman in high school and learned English, which was 3 years ago, and I've made a lot of progress. For me, learning a new language, it's seeing the words in different ways. It's just something about learning a new language that just makes you want to discover new things, learn more things, and just appreciate the beautiful things that are around us.
Hola, me llamo Naomi y empecé a aprender español cuando yo tenía más o menos de 3 años. I think that learning another language is really important to be able to communicate with people from all different backgrounds, and I think it can be the gateway to truly understanding another culture as opposed to just observing it from the outside.
مرحبا، أنا اسمي بسمة ماجد سبن. بديت أتعلم اللغة الإنجليزية، هي لغتي الثانية، في عمر 8 سنوات. كنت بذاك الوقت صف رابع. And I think learning another language is by itself important for your brain, but it's also a great skill to have in life.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Fiona Larson et j'étudie le français depuis la 6e année. There are a lot of good reasons to learn a language, like academically and cognitively, but honestly, I think that the best and most important one is just being able to communicate with people.
Hola, me llamo Andrea García y yo hablo español desde bebé porque fue mi primer idioma. One thing that I really like about speaking both Spanish and English is that I'm really able to appreciate both cultures, because it feels like I'm in two different worlds, like the Spanish-speaking world and the English-speaking world. So that's something that's really beneficial about being bilingual. Thank you.
Hola, me llamo Reynolds Brokish. Empecé a aprender español en grado 6. I am so grateful for being able to speak Spanish, because now I'll be able to communicate with people in Spanish-speaking countries.
Hallo, mein Name ist Anja Bauer und ich habe mit 3 oder 4 Jahren angefangen Deutsch zu lernen, and I think it's so important to be able to speak another language because it's allowed me to communicate with family members in other countries, and it also makes it a lot more enjoyable to travel when I'm able to speak with the locals.
Hola, me llamo Johnna Rosenthal y empecé a aprender el español en el tercer grado. Learning Spanish has been a very long process for me, but every second is worth it. And I like knowing Spanish because it can help me connect with people from different cultures and learn more about them. I also think it helps you set yourself up for the future and gives you more opportunities.
مرحبا، أنا اسمي عبدالله ElBatanoni، بحكي عربي وهيك كذا لكنة. I started learning English since I was an old kid. Arabic and English were just learned simultaneously for me.
Hola, me llamo Charlotte. Yo empecé a aprender español cuando tenía 8 años. Y I think that learning other languages is important because it allows you to travel to new places and experience other cultures in ways that you wouldn't otherwise be able to.
Merhaba, benim adım Yusur Cesim ve Türkçeyi 10 yaşındayken, 5. sınıftayken konuşmaya başladım. Ve İngilizceyi de 8. sınıfta 13 yaşındayken öğrendim. Being able to speak the languages of the country I lived in helped me connect with the people and make relationships, and also helped me understand the cultures of the countries I was living in more deeply.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Kathleen Spear. J'ai commencé à étudier le français quand j'avais 11 ans.
Hola, mi nombre es Sidonia Summers y comencé a aprender español cuando tenía 3 años.
Hola, me llamo Liliana France y empecé a aprender español cuando tenía 8 años.
Knowing and learning more than one language has really helped me realize how big the world is and how many opportunities there are for everyone.
It's very important to learn another language because it can help you understand new perspectives or different perspectives.
Learning a second language has been super rewarding because it's allowed me to connect to a lot of other people that I otherwise wouldn't be able to. Like when my family hosted a Chilean exchange student a few years ago, it was super nice because I got to learn a lot more about a different culture.
Knowing Spanish has opened me up to new depths in my research on art and theater and literature, and has also opened me up to meeting new people and new perspectives and having a multicultural lens on life.
Hola, me llamo Tasha Hippo y empecé a aprender el español cuando tuve 15 años. Estuve en el 10º grado. One thing that I've gained from being able to speak another language is being able to connect with people that I would not have been able to connect with otherwise and create true relationships with them.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Brian Ishema et j'ai commencé à apprendre l'anglais quand j'avais 6 ans. Learning multiple languages is very important because not only can it be a competitive advantage in any career you choose to take, but it can also allow you to connect to different types of people all around the world and to their cultures. Thank you very much.
So if people would like, I can, it looks like people were writing in the chat already. So let me see if I can make everybody now, if you want to write in the chat, blow up the chat, congratulatory remarks, different languages, go for it.
and let's unmute our panelists, and that essentially concludes our afternoon ceremony. We'll let the students have the final word, and let's breathe in some of their inspirational words to use language to connect with each other. Now more than ever, we need it. So thank you, students and teachers and families, for making this all possible. Have a good afternoon, everyone.
Also,
thank you so much.